Hey everyone, welcome back to another lesson here on the channel. Today we're going to be finding $5,000 to $10,000 per month products with Jungle Scout. This video is going to be completely beginner friendly, so no matter what skill level you're at, there's some information that I have for you here today. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe down below. Whether you're new or you're a frequent visitor, be sure to like down below. And without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so we are going to switch over from product database to opportunity finder, and we are going to select some categories. So categories is the first thing you have to do. I personally stick to anything that I would use in my house, my garage, or my yard. That's kind of my set of criteria. So I go home and kitchen, I go patio, lawn and garden, I go tools and home improvement, maybe a little kitchen and dining. I'll do arts, crafts, and sewing, and maybe pet supplies and office products, home office, right? We could do something like this, and then I'll generally stay away from things like toys and games, video games, computers, obviously, cell phone accessories, camera and photo. You could do beauty and personal care. There's some that you can do here that I just haven't selected, like baby, beauty and personal care, industrial and scientific. Feel free to select those if you want to. This is just how I'm rolling it today. Now, the reason I wanted to make this video, it's not like I haven't done a video like this before and there aren't thousands of videos like this one, but there's always new ways to set up this tool, which keeps it exciting and keeps it fun to keep using. If there was only like a few options you could select to get a list of product ideas sent back to you, then this would get very boring very quickly. But I'm always refining how I'm using this and changing the criteria that I'm setting up within this tool. The first thing that you're asked is the average monthly units sold. How many do you want minimum and how many do you want maximum? This is one that's going to be specifically basically tied to whatever your budget is. So if you have a $10,000 budget, you have a budget that's way up here and everyone else is trying to launch this with 3 or 4, maybe do something a little higher than what I set today. What I'm setting today is going to be beginner friendly, what most people don't want to spend a ton of money to get started. I'm going to enter 200 to 400 in here. The way I like to phrase that is slightly less than 10 units sold per day to slightly higher than 10 units sold per day. That's obviously per month, so on average 30 days in a month. When we go to monthly search volume next, I found a sweet spot for this one. There is a way to get this extremely wrong, and your list of search terms that you're going to get from this tool will basically depend on what you're doing with the search volume filter right here. I personally like this. I'm gonna do 700 to 5,000, and that's just where I'm going to start, right? You could move from there after you go through the first list. That's one of the ways that you can actually go from a list of ideas that you've actually already gone through. If you want new ideas, you could change this and make 5,000 the minimum and then maybe put your max to 10. But for now, we're just gonna stick right here. Niche score, I'm actually not going to enter a niche score. I'm okay with seeing everything. I'm gonna pull competition and seasonality both down to medium. I know a lot of you are probably thinking, why not low? I'd rather get more ideas back and filter them down myself than not be shown a potentially good idea. Moving on to monthly price. Again, I like to sell higher priced products. I generally like to sell in that $30 to $100 range ideally. But whatever you feel comfortable with, I have heard of people that sell, and I've seen it myself, $12 products extremely successfully, more units at a lower price. If everything else checks off and the market research end of things looks good, I don't mind selling even a $9 product. That's fine. It just has to make sense from a profitability standpoint, an ROI standpoint, net margin, and all that. But just like I said, personal preference, I'm gonna go 24 to 50 just to start. And this is one of the first things that I'll change after. So I'll show you what it looks like. We're gonna be going through a list of ideas here, and then we're gonna be coming back and saying, if you went through all of your lists, so you could follow along and do this with me, how do we get more ideas? Because generally, we're only gonna get a couple hundred to start with, and that'll go by pretty quickly. So we'll go ahead and hit search, and now we have our ideas. We have 400. We're gonna look through here. It's sorted by niche score high to low. I'm okay with that. Sometimes, like I said, I didn't say this yet. I've said this in other videos. I have better luck going the opposite direction. Sometimes I don't know what it is about going the opposite direction. I get what I like to call more realistic ideas. So that always works for me. So like, what is an altar shelf? I don't know what that is. We're going to open that in a new tab. Let's check out some more. Barista apron. Interesting. Wire basket with liner. I'm pretty familiar with those. Keep going down here. All right, so a wine glass shelf. Another one. We'll keep going. We'll try and open up. I generally like to open up 5 to 10 before I start looking. This thing's pretty funny. I've seen this before. Okay, squirrel picnic table. We'll keep going. Your list might look different depending on when you're doing this. If you entered my criteria exactly on the day that I release this, it might look almost the exact same. But don't worry about that. Click on ideas that sound interesting, things that sound like you couldn't walk down to Walmart and buy them. Most people don't live close enough to Walmart to walk to one, but you know what I mean. So we'll keep going here. We have 4, and I want to get 5 at least. There's some that I could click on, but I'm trying to actually find good ones here. So let's do under table mirror frame kit. I like the sound of that. Okay, I think we probably have a pretty good list here now. So let's go ahead and open this and see what we have. We'll start with the altar shelf. So right off the bat, one of the things that I'm noticing is that we have a lack of relevance towards the keyword. I'm seeing a lot of things that maybe aren't shelves at all, or if they are shelves, I wouldn't attach to the keyword phrase altar shelf. They might just be a general shelf. One of the things that we can do is Control F or Command F, altar, and see, I spelled it wrong, and see where those are in titles and stuff. So if we notice, altar shelf, no one has that in their title. Excuse me. Let me do that again. Oh no, it's right here. So this has 1,000 searches per month and no one has the word altar in their title, which is really interesting. So what I might do in that case is I might search just on Google altar shelf and see what pops up here. So this is kind of interesting. This is on Etsy. Has a spot to put an altar display. And so it looks like people from the photos are actually doing that quite often. Another person has a Buddha in there. This person has little angels in there. That's pretty interesting. So again, this title and this product on Amazon would probably work a lot better than what's there already. So just taking that kind of knowledge, let's see what the ones that are there are selling. Helium-10 is loading up. And let's go ahead and move this up. Okay, 20 reviews, 3,000, 130 reviews, 18,000. Those are the closest ones. 32 reviews, 15,000. 15 reviews, 5,000. And again, you're probably asking, well, like, why aren't you looking at every single one of these? If we look in here, we'll notice that this is not relevant. This is not relevant, not relevant, not relevant, not relevant, not relevant, not relevant, not relevant. So I was only looking at the ones that actually applied to ones that you could put an altar on, since that's what the keyword is for. So already, I mean, this is an freaking 18,000 per month product right there. This is a $15,000 per month product. Those are the only 2 ones that represent what I was seeing on Etsy for the actual search term altar shelf, with the kind of triangle idea with a geometric pattern on the inside and a spot for an altar. So that's really cool. That's one for the books. 2,000 people looking for it. I think there's a lot that could be added to this marketplace. I don't see a whole lot of competitors. The competitors that do exist have pretty low reviews, social proof. I really like this. I actually think this, the props on this one look kind of stupid. I think you could do a lot with this market. This is really cool already. So see, beginner friendly, Jungle Scout, product research criteria that found us an $18,000 product pretty easily. That was the first one we tried. So we'll go to Barista Apron. already am getting a lot that have a lot of reviews and that have pretty good social proof. So I would look through here and see if maybe some of these aren't geared towards baristas. Is there something that we could do that would be more fit for a barista? This one is a chef apron. Doesn't say, again, some of these don't necessarily say barista apron. I know some of these kind of have, this one says barista apron, but it only has 3 reviews. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna pull this up just to see. I'm not loving the look of it. It looks a little competitive with those big sellers that are really well positioned. It's always worth taking a look though. Don't just throw it away before you look at all of the market. So this is almost an instant sign that the bigger sellers are dominating. When we see that the most revenue goes to the most reviews and the ones with the lower reviews are kind of left in the dust, that doesn't look too good for us. So in that case, I'm just going to instantly click off of it. Knowing when to leave something alone is almost just as important as knowing when to pursue something. Wine glass shelf. So these are just shelves. Looks like some of them can be floating, have spots for wine glasses. Simple enough. Let's check it out. I see some bigger players, but if there's a specific unique design that's absolutely crushing it, there's not a lot of sellers for it, I might try and get my feet wet in that specific design. Sometimes those products almost can fit into a bigger market, but they serve as, they almost exist within their own sub niche. Great place to start is just looking at revenue to review ratios. Is there anyone that's new with lower social proof that's doing well despite that? It's a pretty good start. This one only has 112 reviews. They're doing 18,000 per month with this one. It's much bigger. It's a $129 product, selling about 145 of those per month. So like instantly, if they don't have that in black, okay, I was gonna say, yeah, see, they might have started with one color and branched out, or maybe they started with all 3. But it is wise to, once you kind of have a winning design, change up the color just to some other neutral ones. I think the market's a little big for a beginner. I probably wouldn't enter that, even as an established seller. This one's almost a gag. This one's funny. There are more and more people doing this one now. I actually found this a couple months ago. Wasn't quite as many. This market has a surprising amount of people doing well in it for what the product is. And not much to complain about with this one. There are some new sellers with low social proof doing well. Let's see, let's try and find an example. See, this one was 62 reviews doing 6,500, 65 reviews doing 6,100, 83 reviews, 2,000. Okay, yeah, so no one's doing phenomenal. 6 reviews doing 5,000 because they added a little umbrella. That's actually funny. So that's an interesting look into how sometimes differentiations that maybe don't cost a whole lot can improve your positioning or your sales by quite a bit. So they came in and just said, what's something kind of like unique to a little picnic table that I could add for the squirrel? Give them a little umbrella. And that seller is getting rewarded with more sales. So I'm going to go back to Jungle Scout now. I want to go ahead and I want to show you what I was talking about before. Say that you went through this whole list of 400 ideas. You got to the very end, page 7 or whatever it is. You're like, okay, great. Took me a couple hours. Now I don't have anything to do because I already used Paul's criteria here. Where do I go from here? I can't just do that same criteria again. I'm just going to get this list. What you're going to do is you're going to start from this side, work your way over. It's like reading a book backwards. So you're going to start with 50 in the minimum now and go up to 100. Then you're going to hit search and you're going to look through here. And when I look through here, I now get a completely new list, 230 unique ideas that are in the price range above where we were just looking. Once you've done that, set this back to where we had it, 24 to 50, and then move over to your search volume and go 5,000 to 10,000. Once you go through that list, set the search volume back to 700 to 5,000, then go up to monthly units sold, set it 400 to 600, and keep going on. And then eventually you could come back to your price and go 50 to 100 and then put the search volume. So you just keep layering it and you could keep getting a list of completely new ideas every time. Just make sure you're using the old maximum as the new minimum, or else you get repeat products within those lists. That's gonna do it for today's video. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end. If you did, we did end up finding a really cool product that looks like it could be a winning product, this altar shelf here. Looks like there's a lot of variations that you could do, a lot of things you can model off of Etsy or Pinterest, and that could be a winner for someone. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end. As always, I'll be seeing you here on the channel next time for another one. Thanks so much. Later.